Before you dive into this story, let me give you a few content warnings. The last thing I want is to catch you too off guard, dear. This tale may include death or reference to it, surreality, alcohol, smoking, unreality, and mild harm to children. But don't worry. While they may get some bumps and bruises, no children will die. Everyone who helped tell this story had a set of safety tools to use in case anything became triggering to them. But I want you to be safe as well. So if anything happens that is triggering to you, please do take care of yourself. Remember, you can always step away if you need to. Oh, well, now that we've gone through that, why don't we begin? Let's see what lies beyond the brook.
Welcome, viewers, to the 8th episode of Beyond the Brook, a miniseries inspired by Over the Garden Wall and using the Babes in the Woods role-playing system to tell the story of 5 children lost in a mysterious wilderness known only as the Backwoods. I am your narrator, Edward Spence. My pronouns are he, him, and my rock fact for today. When I was young, there was a forest nearby where I lived, and every single Christmas we would walk through it. It was wild and overgrown and beautiful. And then when I went away to uni, the estate near where I live decided to close it off and to the public. But whenever I go back there, I still sneak inside to take a little bit of a walk, even though I will probably be shot one day. So that is my rock fact.
Rock fact, I'm going to get shot one day.
Yeah. It might be England, but lots of shotguns near where I live. It's, shotguns and flat caps. But I am also joined by our incredible wolf pack. Shall we say hello, wolf pack? And going round, as always, the order might be slightly different, but I'm going to go this way anyway. C. Hello, C.
Oh my god, I've never gone first before. Hello, everyone. My name is C. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at C Plays RPG. And my rock fact is that in college, during parties that I would go to sometimes, my friends and I started a fight club, like a literal fight club. And I was reigning champion of my college's fight club, and I would come home with like rug burn on my face from throwing my friends onto the ground outside of parties. And beating the crap out of each other.
I want to be you so bad.
Sorry.
I mean,
That's so cool.
Next time we're all at a con together, we can revitalize Fight Club.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
that's my rock fact.
So I think going over to the person who could probably take C in a fight, we're going to go to Laurel. Hi.
Oh my god, I would never unless they wanted me to. Anyways, hi. My name is Laurel. My pronouns are she, they. I'm playing Angie. Her pronouns are she, her. I make fangirl core content on the internet. I'm Laurel on Twitch and Laurel Rothamel everywhere else. And my rock fact is that when I was a kid, I convinced my friends and myself that I actually was a witch. And one time when my babysitter was babysitting me, my parents weren't home, I took a broom from the broom closet and jumped off of the top of my stairs of our unfinished basement with it between my legs, thinking I could fly.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Well,
you
am I
Angie.
okay now? Back then I was fine. I think. I don't really remember, actually. I don't remember.
There's your answer.
Yeah.
Well, moving on to someone who is actually magic. Lexi, hello.
It's me. Oh my god. My name's Lexi. My pronouns are he, she, they, and I'm going to be playing Gustin or Gust. His pronouns are he, him. My rock fact is, wow. my rock fact is that when I was in college, I didn't do a fight club, but I did ruin a lot. I stole a lot from frats. And specifically, I would steal. I have a lettered shirt, like a shirt with letters on it from every single frat, or some item from a frat. And the reason I'm staring into a camera is because these frats don't know that I have these things. But the main thing that happened, I was at a frat party once singing to oh my gosh, Tongue Tied came on. And I was so drunk that I jumped up and my fist went through the ceiling. And I just got ceiling stuff all in my hair and around everyone and kept just dancing. And to this day, I have escaped the fine of trying to get the ceiling fixed in that frat house. That's my rock fact.
I think that stealing from frat houses is morally correct.
It's moral.
Yeah.
Just for
I'm
anyone
in the
wondering.
right.
It's like
You
shoplifting
are
from
correct.
supermarkets. It's fine.
Exactly. It's
okay.
fine.
It's morally correct, even.
Doing my civic duty, actually. So.
And we also have, next to on my screen, the incredible Maddie. Hello, Maddie.
Hi. I'm Maddie Duvernay. I stream on Twitch. Don't come find me. It's not worth it. Anyway, I use she, they pronouns. I guess
That's
my
actually
rock-
not true. I came to your stream and I subscribed and I had a great time from subscribing. So I think that everyone should do that.
Anyway, I'm playing Ixia. Their pronouns are also she, they. And my rock fact is, when I was a baby, I fractured my skull. I was in my crib, and according to my mom, I tried to get out on my own and landed head first. And according to my mom, I cried for like maybe a minute, and then I started playing with my toys, and the side of my head was squishy.
Okay.
It's like
so-
concussions 101 here today.
Yeah.
So jumping from unfinished stairs, cracked skulls, broken ceilings, fight clubs. Stella, what do you have for us?
It is so funny that we went in this order with this series of rock facts, and you'll find out why in a minute. Hi, I'm Stella Luna TV on all other social media. Today I'll be playing Penny, and we both use she, they pronouns. My rock fact is I've never gotten into a fight my entire life, and the closest I ever did, I was on the computer. I was like about 15 years old, and it was summertime. I went to visit my aunt, and her dwelling she owns her own restaurant on the first floor, and then all the living quarters are second floor. So I was just on the computer on the second floor. My sister comes up, and she's squaring up with me, and she's like, "Fight me," and I'm like, "No," and she's like, "Punch me," and I was like, "No." So she punched me in the face. It knocked my glasses flying off, and I ran away because I didn't want to hit my younger sister. And I went and told my aunt because I was like, maybe she can help me. And she was like, "Get out of my restaurant. I'm working." Yeah, so I think
Real.
I'd
Better
lose
than
in a
all of
fight.
us.
Everyone here.
Stella, truly the best of us.
I have strong survival instincts.
That flight, yeah.
Yeah.
And in addition to our incredible cast and our amazing off-screen producer, the wonderful Drac, we also have the wonderful folks to thank over at Die Hard Dice and Frivolous Bear for sponsoring this series. And I believe we have some examples of some of Die Hard Dice's products with us today as our players got sent... C and I are still waiting. But go check out their store. They have Over the Garden Wall inspired dice and also some bespoke Beyond the Brook inspired dice as well, many of which are sold out or near to. So go grab yours now. We have 3 episodes ahead of us. Are we ready to jump in?
Yay.
Yes.
Me jumping.
Well, in which case, join us as we delve back into not just another chapter, but a to be continued in Chapter 8, The Wolf Pack. The leaves are falling. The air is colder. The backwoods are dying. The lighthouse continues to dim. The woods are darker now, as winter draws on apace. And in the heart of the woods, 5 children find themselves in the clutches of the servants of the fiend. The wind blows hard. The imperious manor house of Milady towers above the cleanly mowed lawn, over which hordes of black rats and cats scurry and run around. White iron-wrought furniture topples over in the gales all around as tablecloths fly away in the wind, and china cups come crashing to the ground, splintering across paving stone and grass alike. For above the estate, getting closer, the north wind blows. Gust is curled up in a ball beneath the white, flower-covered bandstand, while the rest of you remain scattered around. While standing over you, Angie, the feline form of Milady, the owner of the estate, pins you down with black paws, her whiskers inches away from your face, as she whispers, "The master is on his way. He will reward me greatly for this witch." What are all of you doing as the wind continues to blow and pick up?
Well, Angie is allergic to cats. So, she's got a cat in her face. So she's, trying to not get her face too close to her face, but I think she's looking at Milady and she says, "I don't know you like that, and I don't know him like that, and hatooey!" And she's gonna spit in the cat's face.
As you do so, can you, can you... honestly, I'm not sure what this is. Cause mischief. Let's make this a cause mischief roll. So you add steam to this one.
Okay, I have a -1 to my steam.
Okay.
Oh, it fell out of the box. I'm gonna try again. 4 + 5 - 1, 8.
8. So something goes awry. You manage to affect your target, but there is an unintended side effect that puts one or more of the other kids in peril.
Who's near me? Is anyone near me?
So I believe Lou is over by Gust. So in terms of everyone else, I will leave that in your hands.
I believe I'm also by Gust.
In which case, Ixia is likely the nearest.
I don't know. I feel like, so I spit in Milady's face. I think in her reaction to spit being in her face, she's probably cat scratching at nothing, and she can't see me anymore, so as I'm running away, maybe she scratches at the other children. I don't know. I'm sorry, Ixia.
So as Milady flails around, I will say, rather than causing any harm to you, Ixia, as she's and just spiraling around, black fur on edge, you watch, Ixia, as this large cat just spins around and one of the claws just goes wild. And you just hear her, and Sprite falls to the ground, fresh claw marks across his face as he falls to the ground, eyes closed, and Milady, and slowly just wiping the spit from her face, begins to just look around, her back arched and her fur on edge, as her green eyes just bore into everyone present. And you see her just look towards the other cats, and the others just begin to run about, running towards each of you.
Ixia, I'm sorry. And I think Angie is gonna run towards Gust.
I think Ixia looks down at Sprite and immediately tries to attack Milady.
Okay. Cause mischief for me then.
Oh, what's my steam? Oh, I hate it when it does this. I like full screen it and it covers my name so I can't get to me. Hold. Okay, +1. Okay. I can do this. I can do this. A 9.
A 9. So again, it works, but something goes awry, putting one of the other kids in danger. So, what happens, Ixia?
What is everybody doing again?
So pretty much everyone is converging on Gust, around 20 feet away underneath the bandstand. Next to this, there are the large hedges of the maze that stand just outside of the estate, and there is freshly mown lawn all around. And on this, you can see cats and rats, all of which are shadow black, just rushing about, their eyes glinting in the dark sunlight above.
I think as I go to attack Milady, I may scare or make some of the other cats jump, and it accidentally either knocks someone over or smacks or hits one of the other kids. I don't know who's closest though.
Okay,
I think it might be Angie, since she just started to run away.
Yeah, I will say, especially with Angie's attack from earlier, you just see a number of cats just begin to converge on Angie, and just one after the other just knock you to the ground, Angie. But in terms of Milady, what do you do to her, Ixia?
I literally, it's one of those moments where I see nothing but red. Everything disappeared around me. All I can think about is Sprite being hurt. I use my vines to entangle her, and I squeeze so hard.
You watch as from out of the maze that Milady stands between you, from behind her, just these vines and hedge pieces from the maze just begin to pull her into the outside of this giant green structure, and you just hear this meowing and this hissing just disappear into the hedge as she is subsumed by the maze itself, disappearing. You see Angie with 3 cats on top of her, as over by the bandstand, Gust, what are you doing as above the clouds begin to part, as the sheer force of the wind begins to push them apart? Unstoppably, the north wind is moving towards the estate.
I think that Gust's fight or flight, he's got a very good sense of, in situations when he should flee versus when he should stand his ground, except for when it comes to the North Wind. I think he's going to do the most nonsensical thing and try to run away from the wind.
Okay.
I think he's cowering at first, and he's been cowering for a little far too long, and a gear changes, and he starts looking up and around, and his pupils get dilated completely, very small, and he's looking for an out, and he'll look around the edges of the bandstand and see where there's an open plane for him to just start running. Even if his friends aren't behind him, he's just gonna start running.
Okay, I'll say, take a gander for me.
Okay. Okay. Six.
6. You see something that gives you a scare. And you mark 1 XP as from above, out of the clouds, you see an almost impossibly large face forming, one with large circular cheeks and giant angry eyes filled with tornadoes and gales and gusts and hurricanes. And as it moves closer, you see the windows in the manor house just explode outwards from the force of the gale. You see no way out. And as the rest of you watch, Gust just looking around, panicked. Penny and Lou, what are you doing?
I try my best to follow after Gust. Gust, where are you going? And as Penny begins to sloop towards Gust, their hand is outstretched towards them. I promised that you wouldn't be alone, that I wouldn't leave you behind.
I don't think Gust can hear you. I think his back is to you, and he's still darting like a cat in a box. He's just like looking for a way out. He doesn't see one, but he's trying to see how he can make one. And his mind is very focused right now on that.
Lou, I think, is behind Penny a little bit, trying to provide cover and just, punching, biting, barking at all of these cats and rats. And can hear Penny calling on the wind, but it gets covered up. But Lou remembers how howls travel on the wind, how the wind takes the howls. So I think Lou kind of almost like gets up, uses all of their angular kind of teen growing limbs to kind of like provide some shelter from the wind. Their ears are pinned back, their fur is kind of mussed up over Penny, and to try to draw Gus's attention to what Penny is saying. I think they let out a long, loud howl, as loud as they possibly can. Oh! Just into the wind, trying to will it to carry toward Gus.
Can you make a friend for me?
Oh my god, I can. Okay. 8 minus 1, 7.
7. Okay. So we're going to go a little off what the move usually does. And I'm going to say that as your voice, your howl, carries across the wind towards Gust, something goes awry. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. But, Gust, you hear this howl from behind you, and turning, you see Lou stood behind, hands cupped around their mouth as they just howl into the wind. And suddenly, you find yourself grounded once more. Penny is behind you, Lou in front of you. You can see Ixia just slowly tensing up as one of the cats disappears into the hedge, and you see 3 more on top of Angie, who is struggling to get away, and you see an unconscious sprite off to one side.
I think my eyes, they glance over, they see everyone kind of locked in a struggle, but I think it'll like rack focus to Penny. And I'll look at the face, and I'll look at my friends again. And I'll turn around, and I think Gust becomes smaller than he's ever been. As he loses some shape and some form, but he's gonna turn around, and I'm gonna look up at the sky. I'm gonna say, "Leave us alone! Leave me and my friends alone!"
Talk it out. You plus mush as you see this giant face in the sky moving almost like a shark underwater, in slow motion, just to move in your direction and begin to descend down. You see tiles from the roof of the manor house just fly up and get subsumed in, and you see a little dog just fly up as well into the wind as it is subsuming everything around it. Leaf, animal. You see a number of rats on the ground just clinging onto the grass with their small hands until eventually just flying up into the wind. What did you roll?
I rolled an 8.
An 8. So technically this is used on other players, but either what do you want the effect of this to be? Give me 2 things.
I want a direct line to the entity behind, like, the wind. I want a direct line where I'm talking to them, and I'm noticing that as I speak to them, the chaos kicks up. I want this to be a cover for my friends to get out. Like, I want the chaos to positively, like, allow my friends to leave, if possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to flip a coin.
Oh no.
One heads, you will receive a direct line of communication to this creature. On a tails, you'll be unsuccessful in this, but your friends will be able to escape.
Okay.
So, tails. As you stand there, your words echoing out into the increasing wind and typhoons that are moving towards you. Your words, almost like smoke in the wind, just disappearing into nothingness. And as each of you look around, it is as though everything goes loudly quiet. Any sounds you make are subsumed, almost taken out of your throats, even as you voice them, as you just see this huge face get impossibly larger and larger. And all around you just hear one voice, 1,000, it is hard to tell, but they all say the same thing. As they just descend. But as they do so, Gust, you find that your own body is beginning to move out. You can see tendrils of smoke and wind just flying off your hair, off your body. You can see that your form is becoming increasingly untethered from this world. But as it does so, it mixes with the wind and the gales, and you can see that bits of earth, bits of hedge, bits of maze, bits of bracken and brush are all flying up and creating this strange camouflage in front of you, this wall that is spiraling around you as it just brings up a pillar of earth and grass and root and branch just flying up into the sky. As all of you watch this, and Angie, as the cats on you just find themselves flying off in different directions, what is everyone doing as Gust holds his ground and this chaos unfurls?
I think Ixia is running towards Sprite and picking him up, and then looking around to see if they can help anybody else up or out of a dangerous situation.
I think when Lou sees that you're going for Sprite, they pivot and they start going for Angie. I think they throw a kick at one cat that's still kind of flying up and off before offering their hands out for you to jump into if you like Angie.
I think Angie she's slowly standing up as the cats are leaving her alone, and she has not stopped looking at Sprite this whole time. She blames herself for what's happened to Sprite. And then she looks at Gust, who she's looked up to this whole journey, being frozen, and she feels frozen. And I think she sees Lou coming towards her, and she just kind of looks at you like, this is my fault. And I think she kind of makes her body ragdoll in the sense that you can pick her up if you decide, but she's not moving.
I think Luke kind of comes down around you and I think does very gently pick you up and tries to keep you low because they remember that you don't like being up very high. And they look down at you. Not your fault. Come on, wolf pup. We need a witch. Come on, we need a witch.
Angie, as you're picking her up, she realizes that her broom's on the ground and she reaches for it she can't grab it. And she says, okay, let's go.
Okay, just use my ears to steer, all right?
Okay. And she closes her eyes and grabs your ears.
Lou starts booking it back, I think, like, meeting up with Ixia kind of in the middle as they're, I think, both going back toward Lou. Not Lou, I'm Lou. Gus at this point.
While all this is happening, Penny will reach out and try to very gently stick their little honey hands on your shoulders to try to ground you and steady you. There's an innate warmth from their fingers as you are becoming this amalgamous form that's kind of breaking apart, and she's trying to keep you here.
I think if you're close enough, and you are, I think if our voices are being drowned out, as I'm becoming one of many, my voice is multiplicitous. You hear many voices, but ultimately Gustin's voice saying, no, this is mine. This is mine. This one is mine. This was mine. This was mine. It was my turn. I'm crying out as I'm like drifting. I'm literally drifting along the wind. My hair is no longer one solid form. It is just like being ripped away from myself. But the warmth from your hand, I think that I try to reach up. I'm like, it's almost like I can't see. I'm just reaching out for wherever you are. And I'm searching for some way to be grounded. After feeling your hand on my shoulder, the warmth on my shoulder, I'm like, someone is here. Someone can bring me back. So I'll just reach back for you.
Feeling you...
I was going to say, because this feels pivotal, Gust, make a friend, and Penny, team up. So if you have any friendship, do you have any friendship towards Gust?
I do. We have one.
Lovely. So if you have 1 to 2 friendship, they can choose to re-roll one of their 2 dice, but must take the new result.
Okay. So I'm rolling make a friend, correct?
You are, yes.
Okay. Let's hope for the best. Okay. I rolled 2 ones, so I'm gonna re-roll one of those and see what happens.
Okay.
I rolled a 1 again. But I have full XP, so
yeah,
I can spend those.
You
I
can.
believe. So I will. Spend everything. So that's I rolled 2 plus 1 from my mush is 3. So then if I spend all of my XP, that puts me at 9.
3 XP, if you would rather, you can also buy a wish.
I would love to buy a wish. I'll do that and just use it.
So, as Penny, you grab onto your friend, and Gust is slowly taken up by the north wind, and you see one face become 2, become 5, become 10, become 100, smaller and smaller, facsimiles of the other, just slowly moving up. Gust, for a moment, that loneliness engulfs you once more. That loneliness of 1,000 voices. It is like a cold embrace, shouting and screaming all around you as you are pulled up and up and up, being stretched and stretched. And you turn around. You're almost twice your height now, thin and long and abstract. And holding on, stretching with you as no one else can, is Penny. Anchoring you to the ground, stretching. You can see every single molecule of her stretching and contorting to just hold you there with her. And you begin to descend once more. 1,000 faces becoming 100, becoming 10, becoming 5, becoming 2. Becoming 1. As the wind continues to rage. You are stood on solid ground once more.
Oh no. I think. What is the north wind doing right now?
It is impossible to tell. It is raging all around you. There is wind and earth and leaf and branch. Everything is chaos. You look and you can see some of your friends running towards the golden gates that stand at the entrance of the manor house. But little else.
Penny, thank you for staying. We should we... They're running.
As we descend and fill into our former selves, Penny's no longer just holding you by the shoulders. Her arms have come around to wrap around you in a hug. She's holding you as tightly as she can. Little bits of honey are smearing onto your clothes, and she's buried her face into your back. All right. Don't let go, okay?
I promise.
Very
Okay.
careful.
Yeah. Oh, I don't let go.
Very carefully, after squeezing you, she will begin to pull her hands back and hold your hand in hers.
I will squeeze very tightly. My gaze is averted from whatever is going on. I think I'm focusing on Ixia, I'm focusing on Lou, I'm focusing on Angie, whatever is happening with that. And I'm just like, we gotta go. We gotta go, wherever we can go. But I'm trying not to acknowledge, as if even seeing the wind will disrupt everything we just did. And we'll just start running.
I try running.
Oh.
As you run, with Gust's earlier cover granting you all the camouflage you need, you rush out from this dread, awful place. As from its center, as you see the maze slowly being taken up as well, literally unrooted from the earth, this place, this grand manor house, collapses upwards into the skies, just spiraling up and up, brick and mortar and glass and metal, spiraling and spiraling into the air. And Gust echoing out as you make your way through the hedges and out into the woods once more. You hear a scream of one voice, 2, 5, 10, hundreds, thousands just screaming. As it disappears into the skies and continues its journey south. And all is silence.
I don't think Angie has opened her eyes. She's been holding Lou's ears. But I think she can hear that the sound has changed. And she lifts her head and she lets go of the ears. And she says, "Where's Sprite? Where's Sprite? Where's Gust?"
Right over here. And I think Lou has Angie like hooked up in one arm and is carrying everyone's clothes in the other. They're kind of like a few pieces are like falling behind them, but like gathered everyone's things as they were all running out. And starts trotting as fast as they can over to where everyone is starting to gather on the edge of the woods.
I think Ixia is like holding Sprite and like visibly crying. And like is about to lay Sprite down. She makes like a small like flower bed to lay him on. "Sprite, you gotta wake up, Sprite!" And she's just hovered over Sprite.
Ixia, can you face your fear? You roll with disadvantage.
Uh, 8.
So choose one. You succeed your move as if you rolled a 10. Or you reduce your fear by 1 and fail your move.
Succeed my move.
Okay. You watch as Sprite's right ear just twitches a little bit. And his triangular face just slowly lifts and just looks up at you with this scratch down his face. He's tired, but he's alive.
Oh, Sprite, you're gonna be okay. It's okay. And she just lifts him up and holds him close, careful to not touch his face where the scratch marks are.
He buries himself into your hair and just...
I think Lou comes over, still carrying Angie, and they rip part of the apron from their maid outfit, just clear off. And they bundle it up. Oh, cat scratch. Nasty. It's gonna leave a really cool scar, though. And they start kind of like patting at it very gently with the ripped up cloth.
I picture Angie just hanging from Lou's other arms, like completely ragdoll, and just like absolutely given up. You can see, she's like hanging from your arms, and you just see little tears dropping from where her head is, from where her hair is. And she says, "Ixia, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to."
It's not your fault, Angie. It's those cats. We did what we could to help each other. And Sprite's seen worse. He's gonna be fine.
Okay.
Don't blame yourself.
Mother Wolf always says that sometimes, even when we're trying our best, our actions have unintended consequences. But it's what we do afterward that means the most. And I also heard that witches' tears help healing. So maybe you can make the rain fall out of your eyes over here and help Sprite and cast a spell.
Angie doesn't want to show that she's excited about that idea, so she doesn't show it in her body, but she slowly crawls right over to Sprite and just lets the tears fall on them. And she
As this waterfall pours out of you, can you console Angie? So you, all you need to do is roll. That is it. If you have any friendship towards Ixia, you can add that as well.
Not great. Really not good. A 6.
A 6. You don't know if this works. Nothing bad happens, but it's kind of hard to tell. Your eyes are blurry and red and puffy, and yeah, it's impossible to tell.
I think Angie's just so loud sobbing. Like her whole body is sobbing over Sprite. I think at this point it is cartoonish because she's just I hurted my friends when I was trying to help my friends. And then she very quickly recovers and she says, I feel better now.
As you say this, can everyone take a gander for me, please?
12.
I rolled a 12.
What the hell?
Natural 12.
5.
I also rolled a
6.
So at these two extremes, we will get back to Gust and Penny, but the two of you, Lou and Angie, in the distance to the south, see. You'll remember when you called out to Gust, I said there would be unintended side effects. To the south, you hear a sound that you have not heard in a very long time. A response to your call. Howls in the depths of the woods. And Angie, as your tears subside, you hear this too.
Lou's ears stand all the way up, like they're scanning, like they're listening, and they remember what the older witch Ixia said, that Mother Wolf couldn't be trusted, but that doesn't seem, they were careful, and immediate hesitation comes over Lou. They glance kind of sideways at Angie. Hey, witch.
Yeah.
Do you think, and Lou gets kind of down and close, do you think that you can protect everyone for me for just a second?
Yeah, I can. I'm a big, strong witch, and I'm independent.
Mm-hmm. And you have the biggest claws and teeth.
Ow.
Except for me. And Sprite.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm just going to... And Lou looks down, and they don't want to lie to Angie, who's been crying and is really puffy in weird ways because of the allergic reaction. They kind of look down at the witch. Okay, I'm gonna go talk to Mother Wolf and see if there's any news. And then I'm gonna bring her over if everything's okay.
Angie, kind of tugs at your pants. And she says, I don't know anything about anything, apparently. But what I do know is that you are strong, and you are the most wolf I've ever known. And also, I'm gonna miss you while you're gone, so come back quick, okay?
And Lou's tail starts just wagging a little bit behind them. Yeah, okay. Just howl if you need anything, okay? I'll be right back.
Okay. Angie tries not to howl immediately because she likes howling.
And Lou looks, sees Penny, sees Gust, sees Angie, sees Ixia, sees Sprite. Look around for just a second, and then they dart off into the bushes toward where the sound is coming from.
Lou is the only one that heard that Mother Wolf is not to be trusted, right? Right, okay. So yeah, Angie is like, cool, everything's really cool. She's just gonna sit here and then she's gonna meet Mother Wolf and maybe she'll get to see her sister again.
As Lou disappears, and Ixia as you cradle Sprite in your arms, Gust and Penny, I'm going to ask you to make a wood move for me, but regardless of the result, whatever you roll, you are also going to get a free scene between the two of you where you can gain one friendship. So, who would like to make that roll for us?
Ooh.
I think you should make the wood move.
Yeah, I don't really. I think I have one fear because my fear is the North Wind. So, it's very interesting. Let's try it. Okay. Let's hope. Nine. Minus one fear, so 8.
That's okay. So, you get to have a scene with Penny, and one of you can get one friendship towards the other.
Do you already have a friendship towards me?
I have 2 for some reason.
Oh.
Level up, Penny. Come on.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm squeezing your hand. I'm body blocking the north wind. I'm trying.
Yeah, I think as we're running away, Gust is like head down. I think that his very pristine cloak, and I think like his pants, like the pants leg they were tattered. Like I don't think that he is like his clothes look the freshest, but I think that his cloak notably is ripped. And he is just very much just, I think he's notably not clutching his brooch, which is the one thing he's very protective of. But he's just head down. And he'll look over to you and just say, it meant a lot that you held on, but I don't know what I did to deserve you. But thank you.
You trusted me. And you were brave. We made a promise, remember? We solemnly swore that we'd be there for each other. And I'd do it again. I'd do it 1,000 times. Because I believe in you.
I'm sorry, Penny, but I almost ran. I almost broke our promise because I was so scared.
That's okay. There's a lot of scary things that we've had to deal with, and we're not always going to be able to be brave. I think that you choosing to be brave now is what matters the most.
I kind of learned how to be brave kind of recently, and I don't know if it was the best example, but I've just been using that and the stuff that we're doing with our friends. But like, I told you about how I kind of ran away.
Yeah, but I ran away too.
Well, the reason that I saw this kid and he was by himself. This is before there was me. This was before, if you can imagine it just, I don't know. You saw what happened. It's very easy to get pulled into. I don't know how to describe what it was, but I was all of them, and I was everything, and then now I'm me, and I saw this kid, and he was on his own in the forest. He was chopping wood by himself, and he hurt himself, and he was bleeding, but he didn't cry and run home to get it fixed. He patched himself up and kept going. And he came out the next day and did the same thing the next day. And I watched him turn. I mean, he grew. He got bigger. He did it every single day. And I knew that I didn't know what I felt inside of me. And I didn't know what he was doing and what he felt inside. But I knew that I wanted to feel that. So I think the first instinct I had was to fly, to run away, and it kind of failed. But it really helped to have you there, because it reminded me I could do something else. And I want to keep learning that I could do something else and make the right choices. And I don't know. I appreciate that you are here while I'm learning that, to do the right thing and not just run away.
Penny squeezes your hand. We're gonna learn together, okay?
Yeah.
No, back there, you stood up to the wind, and I haven't been able to do that yet. So I'm proud of you.
I don't think I'd be able to do that if it weren't for, you and the witch, and the wolf, and the other witch who has an older witch who's also her, and the fox. You all taught me this, and it's one thing to hear about or feel bravery in almost a vacuum, but you all are living it. And I think I just want to keep being brave for you.
You're living it too. And I think you are already.
Oh. We're gonna keep being brave together, no matter what. Because, I mean, you were with me. We stood up to the north wind.
Yeah. It was something.
Yeah. I mean, that's the biggest thing in the forest, I feel like, so everything after this has to be smooth sailing, right?
I don't know. Maybe.
As you say this, and Ixia as you cradle Sprite, and Angie as you just sit there, none the wiser, waiting for Lou to return. Lou. Dashing through the woods, making your way southwards. What are your movements, and what is your mood?
As soon as Lou goes out of sight of the rest of the wolf pack going toward the wolf pack capital W, their mood instantly becomes lower. They become physically smaller, like the bravery and the confidence that they had given to the other children kind of sloughs off of them like a mask, like a shield. And they look around kind of small, knowing that they are the smallest wolf in the pack. They are the youngest. They are the pup. And they kind of look over their shoulder for just a moment before wrangling and wrestling themselves out of their maid costume, just kind of leaving it underneath a tree, pulling on their trousers, wrapping their chest again, pulling on that burlap sack that they had worn as a shirt, making sure that their fish hook earring is still where it should be before squaring their shoulders. Ears low and flat. They kind of bow their head in something akin to shame, hoping that asking for Mother Wolf's forgiveness for technically running away, but for good reasons, will be accepted, and that the witch was wrong about this. Maybe the witch was right about everything else, but maybe the witch was wrong about this. Take a deep breath. They push through the underbrush.
As you replace your items of clothing, and as you sort of adjust the fish hook one more time, through the trees, you swear every so often you see shapes on four legs, shadowy forms galloping all about, and the odd as they scamper off into the woods. And as you walk forward, these figures become more and more frequent, and you see eyes reflecting against the scant light that enters through the boughs above. And these wolves leap off into either direction until eventually you find yourself in a large, open clearing. Shapes move round the outside, almost silent paws padding, as heads remain low to the ground, and you hear and as these wolves circle, from out of the darkness between the trees, a humongous paw steps out, followed by another. And as she steps forward, Lou, what does Mother Wolf look like?
She is the size of a truck. And I don't mean a small truck. She is the size of a small 16-wheeler. She is a massive creature on 4 furry legs resembling a gigantic timber wolf. A single one of her canines is the size of Lou's forearm, and her massive head is crisscrossed in small hints of scarring underneath kind of soft brown coarse fur with bright glowing amber eyes, huge ears with a little tear out of one of them.
As she strides forward, huge paw prints being left indented in the ground beneath her. You see the wolves round the side just bow their heads in reverence.
Lou does the same. Their tail kind of wagging low behind them anxiously as they bow their head all the way down and then raise their eyes to meet Mother Wolf's. The color almost reflecting back like it matches hers.
Her head bows down, and she just presses this fur past you, nuzzling, bringing her neck to yours, and just... Thank the moon we have found you.
And for a moment, Lou feels like they're Angie's age again, like they're small. And they press their whole face, their whole side, all of their weight, which is nothing to Mother Wolf, all the way into her face, her massive face that they can't even wrap 2 arms around. And they lean into her. Mother Wolf, we were looking for you. I was on my way back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I left. I was trying to help, and then everything got so big, and I was trying to, and then the lighthouse, and I found a pack. I've been trying to help the woods.
My
I'm sorry.
No, do not apologize. You have been so brave for so long, alone in these woods. Did you find the creature?
Yes. She's a witch. Her name is Angie. She's kind of weird, but very funny. And likes to run away and get into trouble. And I also found a little brother that I have now. He's really great. He likes music and instruments. And then there's Penny, who is really strong and brave and a great leader, even though I think that they struggle to see it sometimes. And then there's Ixia, who's great. And they're really we've been protecting the witch. There's something bad in the woods.
I know. And you have done so well to come this far. It is at an end now. You are safe. You are with your pack again.
And Lou's tail starts wagging harder, and immediately being in Mother Wolf's presence, that strange warning, it must have just been the fear from the witch, the hauntedness. Mother Wolf is safe. They're safe now. It's like she said, they're safe now.
Mother Wolf breathes in, and with it you feel almost the boughs of the trees around you move in before out with a large exhale, then bringing herself up to a full height. Her eyes look down at you. Where is the witch now?
I left them in the clearing beyond. I can lead them to you. I can lead you to them. I can introduce you.
Can you take a gander for me?
Even here. Okay. Not, 10.
You can choose either one of these. 2 of these. You notice something that piques your interest. You see someone that could help you, or you notice something dangerous that would be wise to avoid.
I want to notice something dangerous that I should avoid. And notice something that piques my interest.
You notice Mother Wolf look to either side of the clearing, and almost silently communicating in a way that you are very used to. You see the wolves at the side respond and begin to disappear in the direction of where your friends are. And as she does this, you see in her eyes a look of regret. In terms of something dangerous, over her shoulder, in the darkness of the woods, deep in shadow, you see 2 dots, white eyes looking on, and they are not afraid of Mother Wolf. Your mother looks down at you. You are my child. You are my kin. And you are safe now.
Mother Wolf, look out! And Lou, I think, takes a few brave little steps toward the edge of the forest where they see those eyes almost trying to get between Mother Wolf and that pair of eyes, and they bare their teeth, flatten their ears, fluff up their fur as much as they can, and it's here!
Eyes disappear into the shadow, and you just hear as you feel on the back of your clothes the gentle jaws of Mother Wolf just hold you back.
It was there. No, I saw it. We have to make sure that's...
This is to protect you, my darling. This is to protect you, my cub.
What? What are you talking about?
A child for a child. That was the deal I made all those years ago when I first found you. It is the promise that has kept you safe and out of his clutches.
What are you talking about? I'm a wolf. I'm yours. There's no deal. No child. I'm not a child. I'm a wolf. I've always been a wolf.
And if there's one thing that I have learned in this life, it is that witches and wolves do not mix, Lou. I am sorry.
No. And Lou, I think they tear their clothes. They tear that burlap sack. It just rips right down the side as they wiggle away. No, you wouldn't. No, she's my friend. The witch is gonna save us.
You do not understand. Should this child not be delivered, my deal and your life will be forfeit. I cannot let that happen, cub. I love you. I love you.
But you said that being brave means that sometimes standing up for what you really want, what you really believe, and not letting people get hurt when you care about them, and you don't give up.
I also told you that some secrets are made to protect us. It is too late, Lou. It is done. My cup.
No. No! 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 It's not too late. It's not too late. And Lou starts backing up, their ears flat, and they pull up onto 2 feet and almost stumble like they forget how to walk like a person. And they flatten their ears, wipe at the tears starting to come out of their eyes, their tail tucked between their legs. No! No!
Lou, if you choose this, I cannot protect you.
I'm sorry. But I promised that I would protect her. And Lou takes one last look at Mother Wolf. A twinkling of betrayal and regret and hesitation. Everything they've ever wanted was to be a wolf, and they look up. Is this what being a wolf means? Betraying people that you love?
Her ears just fall. It means protecting your pack.
Then I need to protect mine. And Lou sniffs, pulls at their shirt, steps back 2 more steps, and then turns and disappears into the undergrowth, running as fast and as furiously as they can.
You hear your name called. Lou. 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 Out and out and out. Until it becomes a howl, chasing you as you run, running through the woods. To either side of you, you see the silhouettes of your kin running on all fours, running in the direction of your friends. The rest of you, as you sit in the clearing, waiting. Lou, you come crashing through the bushes, almost colliding with them.
We need to go.
What's wrong? What happened?
Mother Wolf said we're really close to the lighthouse, so we just need to run as fast as we can now. Okay? Here. Grab my ears again, okay?
Okay. Angie grabs her broom, her new makeshift broom, and she jumps on Lou, expecting to get grabbed. Okay, and grabs Lou's ears and goes, "Onward, Wolfpack! Oh!
Oh!
Oh.
Oh! I feel like I forgot how to howl.
And Lou is the only one who doesn't join in the chorus this time.
You all run. You run wherever Lou is taking you. And you disappear into the trees. As on the now broken and ruined estate of Milady, surrounded by collapsed tables, chairs and lawn furniture, cats and rats run around the estate, screaming and chittering and mewling. Many have become lost within the maze and the manor, but a single cat sits amidst the wreckage of the garden, her tail swishing back and forth, imperious and proud. And suddenly, deep from within the remnants of the maze, the squeaking of rodents can be heard, before suddenly going silent. And after a moment, from the shadows, a small pile of rat skulls topples out of the darkness. And within the blackness there appear two perfectly round, white eyes.
First, the Witchfinder. And now you, milady.
The children you seek, they were here, I had them in my claws, but the wind... He came from the north, blowing southerly. He is angry and riled.
So the children have escaped. And what of your other charges?
Gone.
The Witchfinder's boy?
I tried to stop them, truly, Master, I did.
Enough of your excuses! Enough of your mewling!
And suddenly, the fiend reaches out a shadowy hand, and Milady starts to cough and splutter, her back fur standing up on end, as she retches and arches her spine. She spits out a glob of black honey on the ground, and starts to wail and hiss and meow, as the fiend drifts forward.
Talking animals. So childish. No matter. All is not lost. All you have done is hurry the children southwards.
And as he looks to the entrance of the estate, a thoroughly defeated-looking figure moves forward. Mother Wolf, surrounded by her pack.
Come, creatures! Come, rats and cats! Come, beasts of the forest and servants of order! Let us towards the lighthouse.
And as the rats and cats scream and writhe across the lawn, as though in pain from the voice that emanates from the fiend, from the depths of the forest, there is yet more movement. Shapes moving through the trees. Humanoid. Adults and children, as the citizens of Denslow walk forward, flakes of pastry in the stain of black honey still upon the corners of their mouths, as though walking half asleep, and above the footsteps and the cacophony of assembled animals, the sound of buzzing can be heard, and it grows louder and louder and louder, as out from the woods hundreds upon thousands of black bees appear, and another stumbles forward. His frail frame covered in torn and tattered rags, his long grey hair plastered over his face with sweat and smoke, as the Witchfinder, scythe leant across his shoulders, throws forward the unconscious body of the Witch of the Woods. Mother Wolf's eyes flick towards her, before back at the fiend. The Witchfinder staggers forward. Thy story, it were not true. My son was not in company of this witch. Wherefore art Tobias?
I am sorry, Witchfinder. But your son is gone.
Gone.
I came upon Tobias too late. The north wind. I could not stop him.
The Witchfinder falls to his knees and sobs as the fiend rests a hand upon his shoulder.
If only you had brought me the witchling. If you had not been bested, all this might have been prevented. But fear not, we know where they are headed. And the North Wind's child is with them. What do you say, Witchfinder? A son for a son?
The Witchfinder looks up, and his legion assembled within the shadow of his form. The fiend smiles,
It is time. Time to put out the light. Once and for all.
And the mass of creatures, humans, and insects moves off, moves southwards, moves after the 5 of you. And that is where we are going to end this week's chapter.
And I'm so
What?
stressed
I'm
out.
afraid of you. I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid of you.
Ah!
We're in the end game. We are in the end game. We'll also be back next week. Go check out Die Hard Dice. They have really lovely dice. Really nice dice. Thank you all so much for joining us. There are 2 episodes left. We'll see you all next week. I'm not sure what to say. Sorry, this is. I feel very bad. Let's have happy rock facts next week. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay out the woods. We will see you soon. So long.
Oh.
Ow.
Ow. Ow.
Just ow.
Ow.